Hey, what's up traders, this is Dave, and in this video I want to show you how to use Flexible Trade Manager, which is my tool that helps you to trade by using just the keyboard shortcuts and place same thing as we know from the trading view, and it automatically executes the positions, and as well it calculates the automatic risk management, so we do not have to worry about the correct risk management. We just focus to the trading. So let's go. Before I start with the explanations how to use this tool, I want to show you where to get it. So you need to go to the MQL5, and here you can just purchase this Flexible Trade Manager, but you need as well the Flexible Trade Manager EA, right? So you basically need two things, and you pay just $30. The second one is free, but it's necessary part of this tool. So once you have it in the platform, you actually need to have the Flexible Trade Manager EA and Flexible Trade Manager Indicator. Once we have all of these, we simply drag and drop them to the chart, and here we have settings in the Flexible Trade Manager Indicator. You don't need to change anything in here because everything is possible to change with the buttons on the chart. So here just keep it as it is, right? Second is Flexible Trade Manager EA, which has more settings, of course, because here we're gonna set what is going to be our risk per trade, how the EA will be using the partial close, or how it will be moving the stop loss to the break even, and other these settings. So I will take you through this in a minute once I will show you the basic functions and the keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts, I basically want to have everything very intuitive. So B as a buy. If I press buy on the keyboard right now, you can see it plot this trade projections on the level where was my cursor at that moment. If I want to delete this, I press D as a delete, and I can press sell, S as a sell, right? So it's a B for the buy, S for the sell, D for the delete. Now, if I want to edit a trade, so let me bring the buy trade again. So for example, here, it doesn't matter the price action right now. That's just for the purpose of the explanation. So B here, and what I can do, I can simply edit my my entry by dragging and dropping it like this, right? What I can do with the stop loss, I can drag and drop where I want to have my stop loss, and same with this here, right? Or what I can do on the numeric keyboard by as a trade projection extension. So you can see number 3 in here, and simply right now I just click into this blue area and I press number 3 2 times, and it will extend this level. When I do the same here, it will extend like that. Then if I want to have a precise take profit, and let's say I want to set it here on the previous day's high, then I bring the cursor in here and I press number 3 again, right? And same I do with the stop loss. So let's say I want to have a stop loss in here, right? And it's there. Right, so I can do this by first time, 2 times I press, it will extend, and then if I press again, it will simply place the stop loss target where I want to. Okay, so next thing is the coloring. I can of course on or off the colors. So it's this shortcut on the chart, CLR for the colors, right? So I can turn off the colors. Now if someone wants to trade the trend line, what you can do is basically you can simply as well do this. You will have your entry like a diagonal entry, right? So now if I will activate the EA, I can do that by clicking this face, so it will change to the star, or I can do that by pressing the 8 on the numeric keyboard. You can see that when this line, this one, when it changed to this purple color, it means the trade is activated, right? Or what I can do is I can it activated here, I can turn off or on, right? So same thing I can do for the multiple trades, or I can delete them in here, right? You see now I have deleted everything. So that's how we can work with the trade projection. And what I can do, I can basically as well place more trades. So I can have B here, bring the color in here, and I can have a sell, for example, here. It will of course place it in here, but I can simply drag the trade in here, right? And then I can turn them both on, and I can turn them both off. Very simple. So I can have like a multiple trades, and I can change them anytime if I want to. Then of course, if the trade is activated like this, if I have the start in here and I have this color, then once the price will touch this price, it will open a trade with my preferred trading settings, which I can see on this panel down here on the bottom. So currently the trade will be opened with the risk 1%, I can see that in here, and the lot size will be 0.28 lot, right? If my stop loss will be hit, which is 17 pips, it's telling me in here, my stop loss will be hit, 17 pips, I will lose $48, right? So as you can see, this $5,000, if it will hit the stop loss, I will lose 1%, which is 48, right? As it calculates as well with the fees. So if my take profit will be hit, which is 69 pips, the second number is $192, right? Right now, let me a little bit manipulate this entry, and I will show you how it actually, you see, and now it opened the trade. So you must be very careful in this case. If you have your trade activated like this, if is it activated like this, and then you moving or adjusting your entry price, and you by the mistake touch the current price, it will open the trade for you. So how to work with this? Let me close all trades. I can do that with this as well. You see this button will close all trades. Before you have ready your trade, you need to adjust that first, and then activate the positions, like when you think this is how I want to enter, right? So you should not have it activated like this and then moving the price. You see, and now it opened the trade again. So be careful with this and activate the trade once you are ready, or once you are really prepared with your trading plan. Anytime you place a trade and you activate it, then your MT4 must be actually running, because if you turn your MT4 off, your trade will not be executed, because currently the trade is not on the broker server, right? So it's just waiting as this line on your platform, so it has to be running. But if you want to place your trade to the broker server, you can prepare everything as you want it, for example like this, and then you click pending, and you see the pending trade is now in the platform. As well, here is one thing what you can do if you want to adjust your trade. For example, you want to put your comment into the trade, say daily open, and then you want to adjust open entry. So right now our price is at 0.06, so let's say we want to put it to the 58. You can do that, and then watch set, and you see it has changed the entry. So that's another function. Okay, so this is for the shortcuts for the trading. There is much more shortcuts, which I will show you later. And right now I will show you how to do this risk management settings. Okay, so right now we are going to set up our trading preferences, which we should do before we start to trade. And we can actually save this, and with these same settings, every trade will be opened like this. So we can choose our risk management calculation, where we can choose from risk percentage per trade, or fixed money, or fixed slot. So if I choose a percent per trade, here in the second line, I can set up how much I want to risk per each trade. So let's say I would like to risk 0.5%, right? 0.5%, and I click OK. So right now it's showing me in here, my risk is 0.5%, and my lot size will be 0.12, right? It's calculating from this trade distance. So if I lose this, I will lose 0.5%, and my lot size should be for that trade 0.12. Now please watch carefully this lot sizing and all these numbers, how they will be changing when I move the stop loss, right? So right now we got stop loss 20 pips. If I lower this stop loss, you see how the lot size grown to the 0.18, right? So it's automatically adjusting for the risk. So you see, if I will have a bigger stop loss, lot size will be 0.05, and of course if I make it smaller it will be bigger, because my risk is always 0.5%, right? And then of course if I change it to the bigger percent, it's adjust. If we want to risk fixed money per trade, we need to choose fixed money, right? Then we choose this second line and we set up how much money we want to risk per trade. Okay, so I got fixed money, $30 per trade. I click OK, and now if I lose this trade, stop loss is 20 pips, I will lose $30. The system is adjusting the position size. You can see here again 0.18 with the 16 pips, it would be my loss $30, right? Sometimes, as you can see right now, it's showing 30. Now it's 32, right? Because there is not possible to adjust the position size to this, have to the 30, because that's small amount. So it always will be around the 30, maybe 31, 32. If we will be doing this with the let's say 100, then it's okay, because the 0.01, the smallest positions, is easy to adjust, not to extend this 100, right? So you can see there is always 100, 99, 98 because of the fees, but never it extends this 100, right? So that is how it's adjusting the positions based fixed money. And the last one is a fixed lot. So that's simple. I choose my fixed lot, let's say 0.10, and my lot size will be always 0.10, as you can see in here, and it will be just informing me what would be my loss or profit if I manipulate these levels, right? So let's say I will set my stop loss 37 pips, and now you see $37, right? So as well, if I changing the take profit, it's calculating my informations before I enter the trade. Next thing is about the trade executions, right? So this is very important. So I will show you what we got here. So maximum entry slippage. So what that means, for example, if my stop loss is here and I want to be executed here into the positions. So what if something like this happened during the news, where you think you will be executed? You will not be executed in here and your stop loss in here, but most likely the spread is going to be like this. And for example, the broker will execute you here and they will make you such loss because of this spread, right? So you can lose much more than you've been expecting. So this thing is to protect us for such movements. So what does it say? This says that I don't want to get slippage. That means to be executed to the market on the different price than this my requested one in the distance bigger than 2% of my stop loss. So if my stop loss is 11 pips and price moves of the 2% of this distance, the trade will not be opened. And right now you must be careful, because if you're trading really small pips distance, like 5 pips, 10 pips, 20 pips stop loss, that means that even the small slippage will not take you to the trade. So I suggest to have this to the, let's say, minimum 5%, right? So 5, if you're trading the small stop losses, you should have this 5%, because sometimes you even don't know that the market, that the broker is not executing you correctly. They're doing it always, but we don't see it, right? So you need to move this to the 5. Right now, the second settings is break even after RRR. And my setting is 1, it's a default. So what does it mean? So for example, if this my trade has 5R, I can see that here on this bottom, it's calculating me the R. What is R? This is my risk, right? And if I have 5, that means that my potential profit is 5 times bigger than my risk, right? And if in my settings I have break even after 1R, that means that if I would be executed in here and price moves in the 1R, 1 risk distance, right? Same. That means that the EA will move the stop loss to the break even, right? Break even spread multiplier. That means that if my spread is, for example, 1 pip and I have set 3 in here, that means that EA will move the stop loss 3 pips above the entry price, right? So again, depends on your trading preferences. If you're trading like small stop losses, big risk rewards, I suggest maybe use at least 2R, right? Depends on you. Last thing, close half of the position in percentage of TP to target, 80%. So what does this mean? If I am executed in here, distance to the TP, this is 100% to the TP, and on the 80%, so I can set, let's say 80%, the EA will close half of my position in here, right? So if my lot size will be 0.10, it will close 0.05 in the 80% of the distance to the trade, right? In the future update, I'm planning to set up that I will be able to choose how much I want to close, let's say 20% in the XR or whatever. But currently we have it like this. If you want to deactivate it, you don't want to close anything, you set up to 100, right? So that means that it will not be closing anything and your trade will go 100% to the TP. Last thing is a magic number. I suggest don't change anything in here, because if we are executed by this tool into trading multiple charts or multiple instruments, the EA need to know which position is which one. So it's actually adding automatically each magic number, right? So if you set up something like a 0 in here, that would be confusing. So I suggest don't touch this. That's okay like this, right? Okay, so this is for the risk management. I hope everything is clear. If not, just ask in my Discord.